Okay, so now we just discussed that we can divide our report into 4 paragraphs, namely introduction and overview, paragraph A, paragraph B, and then the conclusion. Now we'll look at what are we going to write in introduction plus the overview. So this will be all in all. For example, you can write about 3 sentences for this paragraph. The first sentence would be, you would paraphrase the question. What does paraphrase mean? Paraphrasing means you will write the question in your own words, but it will have the same meaning as the question itself. We can add something to it. Then there will be the overview, which is the next sentence. Now, before overview, you can add one sentence here about data. But remember, this does not mean that you include the figures in the introduction. There are no figures in the introduction as per the data. We are just going to talk about how is the data measured. So, adding that sentence would depend upon you. If you think the introduction is becoming too long, you can take that sentence out. If you think the introduction is short, then you can add one sentence about data to it. What are the units of data? Then, what are you going to write in the overview? We'll add one linking word. For example, general, generally, in general, and then we'll give the key features of our graph. So let's first look at how to paraphrase plus what data sentence will you add. So the question said, the chart shows expenditure on consumer goods by 2 genders in 2016. How we can paraphrase this? We can write the word the chart as it is, or we can say the bar graph. Then instead of the word shows, which is the verb here, we can add another verb to it. For example, demonstrates. So we can say the bar graph demonstrates the amount of money spent on 5 consumer goods, and then you can add a bracket and then write cars, comma computers, comma books, comma perfumes and cameras, and then the bracket close. By males and females in 2016. So that is what the paraphrasing is about. Then how to add about the units of measurement. What sentence to write. After paraphrasing the question in your own words, then full stop, and then you start writing the data or the units of measurement are in thousands of dollars. So that is the next sentence. So we have got 2 sentences in our introduction already framed with us. Now next we are going to look at is what key features we are going to add. What are we going to look at? What are the key features of this graph? If you look at this graph, first of all, the first key feature you can look is who spent more money out of males and females on these 5 consumer goods. So who spent more money, who spent more, then the most, and then the least amount. Most amount of money, and then least amount of money. So these are the 3 key features we can look into and put them into one single sentence for our overview. So if you look at the graph, which do you see more, black or the green? I guess you will see more black. So that means females spend more money on these 5 consumer goods as compared to males. So who spend more money here? It's the females. Next we're going to look at is on which consumer good most amount of money was spent. If you look at the graph, which is the highest bar? The highest bar is this black one, cars by females, around 500,000. So this is cars. By females. And the least amount of money was spent on cameras, the green one here, this one. Cameras by the green, E is for males. So cameras by males. Now how we are going to put that into a sentence? So what we can write is, in general, females spend more money on these consumer goods as compared to men, where the most amount of money was spent on cars by females, while the least amount of money was spent on cameras by males in the given year. So these three sentences will make your introduction. Next, we are going to look at is the paragraph A and the paragraph B. Now, how we are going to organize the data into paragraph A and paragraph B, that is what we are going to look next into.